Welcome to Information Republic. First flew on 1969, Concorde was a glimpse of future and luxurious air travel, but despite being one of its kind. Why did Concorde failed? Before we start, make sure to like and subscribe. Today it takes us 7 hours to get from New York to London, but with the Concorde, it took only 3. The Concorde came to represent the power of human engineering, the meaning of luxury, and simply, technological advancement. We had it. We had supersonic transport, and then one day, just let it go. Why was this engineering marvel discontinued? First launched in 1976 under Air France, the Concorde was a result of the Cold War's technological race, combined with powerful faith in engineering. No computers were used in the making of Concorde. Supported by hundreds of millions of dollars of government spending, the Concorde was a miracle. At the time, it was what people could look up to, saying, "We're finally in the future." Not anymore. So let's get to the point. Reasons why the Concorde failed. Number 1, human sensitivity. We humans are sentimental people. Little things can make us happy, little things can make us sad, and little things can make us fearful. That's what happened in the year 2000, when Concorde Air France Flight 4590 crashed, killing 113 people. The cause, a punctured tire, shortly after takeoff. Later it was found that this issue is specific to Concorde tires, and replacing them would mean millions of more dollars to spend. As a result, Concorde was grounded until November of 2001, and was ready to be put into the air again, but 9/11 happened. In essence, it was a trauma to people. They didn't want any more deaths to happen from aircraft anymore. So, no more Concorde. Reasons why the Concorde failed. Number 2, sound levels. Have you heard of a sonic boom? Or the better question is, have you heard a sonic boom? Now, the Concorde's engines were loud. And I mean, pretty darn loud. From takeoff, to in the air, you needed some powerful earplugs to stand the Concorde. But sonic booms are of no comparison. Imagine hearing one of those every day, over your neighborhood. It doesn't just result in damaged hearing, it also causes windows to shatter. So all that meant, no supersonic flight over cities and neighborhoods. It became restricted to ocean travel, such as between New York and London, between Hawaii and Japan, between Singapore and Australia. And that'd be a problem. Reasons why the Concorde failed. Number 3, environmental concerns. Now, along with issues relating to sound levels, there were severe issues relating to Concorde's fuel use, and in general, its flight patterns. What was most noticeable about the Concorde was the fact that it kept climbing, and cruised at an abnormally high altitude, much higher than the average commercial aircraft. With some research, scientists found out, the exposure of the ozone layer to high levels of exhaust gas from the Concorde could pose much higher a risk in global warming, than any other form of pollution, including, but not limited to gas from factories in China. The Concorde guzzled so much fuel, that a massive fleet could hit worldwide gasoline prices pretty hard. Reasons why the Concorde failed. Number 4, ticket prices. Concorde tickets were expensive. Hitting $12,000 per seat on average, the common consumer couldn't fly on the Concorde every month. But this price was justified, for the following reasons. Fuel prices. Like we discussed earlier, the Concorde was essentially, a fuel-guzzling machine that flew. With exorbitant fuel prices, airline companies simply didn't have enough money to pay them off. Maintenance crew, specialized pilots. With the advent of the Concorde, new aircraft systems had to be invented, new procedures be written, and new people be trained. And this training wasn't found easily. For that reason, Concorde crew were paid generously for their work, yet adding to the seat price of the aircraft. Extra aircraft, in case the first one fails. Concorde seats were expensive. And the people that bought them were looking forward to sitting in a Concorde, and a Concorde only. Now imagine if that plane failed, and all you had left was a measly 777, which you'd have to ask your passenger to sit in. Wouldn't work, would it? So there was just a plane, sitting there, doing nothing, just in case. In the end, the Concorde's decline was a slow one, but a sure one. It finally ceased in 2003, when Air France and British Airways decided it was best to close it down, rather than spend millions more dollars into a futureless project. It really was a great idea at first, worthy of an advanced future. But somehow it just didn't work. Perhaps in the future, we may find a better alternative. But until then, we must stick to those measly old 777s.